Warning: the content ahead may be frightening or distressing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. If you like this content, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. I work in the ICU. At night, it doesn't feel like a place where secrets should exist. Everything is glass, curtains, monitors blinking like quiet eyes, machines breathing for people who forgot how. The first time it happened, everyone assumed it was a hallucination. A man in bed 12 had been unconscious for 3 days after a cardiac arrest. Minimal brain activity. Family already grieving in advance. At 3:17 a.m., his heart monitor spiked. Not dangerously, just awake. And then we heard him, not speaking, thinking. It wasn't loud. It sounded like a voice coming from inside the walls. Flat, unfiltered, unemotional.
I don't want them here. I never loved her. Please don't let my son hear this.
His mouth never moved. The nurse froze. The resident dropped his clipboard. His wife screamed his name, begging him to stop. He died 4 minutes later, and the room went quiet again. Within a week, it happened 6 more times. Always the same pattern. Critical condition. Minutes or hours from death. Then the thoughts began leaking out. Not dreams, not memories. Truth. The things people never said because they were too ashamed, too cruel, too small to admit them. At first, doctors blamed medication, hypoxia, terminal delirium. Then someone recorded it. The video spread faster than any explanation. Hospitals banned phones. It didn't matter. Everyone already knew. When you're dying, people can hear what you're thinking. The cruelest part wasn't the content. It was that the patients knew it was happening. They tried to stop it. Their thoughts got louder. Some begged for sedation. It didn't help. Others tried to pray, sing, count, think of nothing. The truth always forced its way through. Families stopped visiting. You could feel it in the ICU. Chairs untouched, flowers wilting in hallways. A woman stood outside her husband's room for an hour, crying, unable to step inside.
I don't want to know.
She kept saying.
I don't want to know who he really was.
Some people stayed anyway. They always regretted it. A teenage girl came in after a car accident. Internal bleeding. No parents yet. Her thoughts began before we could stabilize her.
I didn't mean to kill him. He ran the light. I lied.
The police officer in the room quietly left. She died before her parents arrived. The case reopened the next morning. Hospice changed first. They started advertising quiet deaths, private rooms, thick walls, extra fees. People paid everything they had for silence. Those who couldn't afford it died publicly. Then families started requesting care be withdrawn early. Not because there was no hope, because they didn't want to hear what was coming. A son signed a DNR while his father was still responsive, confused, but not dying yet. When I asked him why, he said,
I already know he never liked me. I don't need details.
The worst shift of my life was a mass casualty night. Fire, 6 patients critical. The ICU became a chorus. Thoughts overlapping, voices bleeding together. One man kept repeating,
I did it on purpose.
Another sobbed internally about children he abandoned. A woman laughed, thinking about money she'd hidden. A nurse quit mid-shift. Another collapsed, hands over her ears, screaming that she couldn't turn it off. None of us could. People started avoiding hospitals altogether. Some chose to die alone. Others overdosed quietly at home. Suicide notes stopped appearing. Why write when your last thoughts would explain everything? Then came the policy change. No press release, no announcement, just a memo. End-of-life auditory suppression approved. Families were told it would prevent the thoughts from manifesting. Staff were told not to explain further. Here's the truth. It didn't work. The thoughts never stopped. What changed was the procedure. Families were removed earlier. Curtains were drawn faster. Rooms were cleared before the truth had time to finish forming. The deafening wasn't for the patient. It was for everyone else. Staff still heard everything. Confessions poured into empty rooms. Apologies meant for no one. Hatred with no target. Love that came too late to matter. We documented none of it. We were instructed not to. Families left believing their loved ones died peacefully. Doctors told themselves it was mercy, and the dying finished confessing to no one. I still work nights. Sometimes when a patient flatlines, I swear something lingers, like a thought that never found a listener. I stopped visiting my father. He's terminal, months left. We've had a difficult life together, things neither of us ever said out loud. He asked me once why I don't come by. I told him I was busy. The truth is simpler. I'm afraid that when the time comes, there will be no one left in the room, and everything he ever wanted to say will finally be spoken to an empty space.